Going live on everything.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. I'm joined today with Haseo. How are you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. First time doing one of these, so I hope I don't embarrass myself too much, but looking forward to this.
Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. So, well, hey, everyone. I'm joined today
What's
with
your GamerGate
Haseo.
story?
How are you doing today?
I was actually kind of a late arrival because I was not really into Twitter when it started, and I basically I'd heard something about there's some story about gamers being sexist or something like. Oh, that sounds kind of like just complete. That doesn't sound like a full story, you know. So I kind of ignored it at the time. I think it was the incident where the Honey Badgers got kicked out of the Calgary Comic Expo. I was reading an article on that. Like, what? How did they get GamerGate? What? That thing from like months ago? What? I start looking up and just the rabbit hole just kept going deeper and deeper. Gigi was a little less than a year old when I finally joined, but it was just like, wow, I can't believe I missed out on this, but I'm not going to miss out anymore. So,
What do you think it was that you were missing out on?
kind of just like reading, like from the Gamers to Dead articles and starting to see, like the like just like insane pushback we're getting, where it was like like news coverage of of angry tweets from random people and all this kind of like pushback, and then meanwhile I'm reading just people have pretty reasonable concerns that are just being ignored, and there's this like two completely different stories going on. And I was just, the more I read, like seeing, the pushback of, like someone, saying support and then, getting pushed back, and then, it was just the degree, like the intensity of it was just kind of mind blowing. Or it's, there's something going on here, and I kind of want to jump in and see what's going on there. And yeah, I've found, a lot of interesting people I would have gotten to interact with otherwise, and yeah, it was a very, very interesting time.
Well, when you got involved with the pro GamerGate side. Why did you
Yes, I did.
choose to do that instead of the anti-GamerGate community?
Well, I've, like I was a gamer in general, and just I didn't really like seeing like what the anti-GamerGate side stood for. A lot was, a lot of it was just shutting down discussion. Where like honestly, my political views and stuff were a lot less nuanced than they were then, but it's, starting to see, them trying to shut down debate at all those points really got me to appreciate, the value of free speech in a way I hadn't before. And it was just, like one side was willing to, have these discussions. Once I was trying to, shut everything down and scream insults, and let's be fair, Gamergate had the better joke, so.
What kind of discussions were they not allowing to take place?
Like, well, like going into like the Gamers Dead articles, for example, like a lot of them like portrayed it as there is no other side. Like they might be saying stuff about ethics in game journalism, but they don't mean that. They're just screaming about nothing, or maybe women, but they're just screaming. Their words have no value. Like we're like the reasonable, nuanced position. There is no other. And I starting to see like a lot of that was like a lot of the push, like a lot of the things that a lot of GGers were noticing at the time was it was difficult to have discussions because you would get blocked or or given like given like insults, or like you hate this person, like this group, like this ideology, or it's just more a matter of like like I don't think like for example the whole covering giving favorable game coverage to someone that you were sleeping with or living with in a couple of those cases, is just there was never a like I see where you're coming from kind of aspect. I mean, there were, but like a lot of the big voices were were very much there can't be others on the AGG side, where GamerGate was a lot more of the like we want to be heard. Like we'll keep shouting until someone listens, and did get people who did.
Why do you think that these people had such a negative view of GamerGate and decided that they wanted to actively oppose it?
I think a lot of it, like from there's kind of a couple different layers to it. There's the social justice aspect of it, which was a lot of the GamerGate pushback was against that, which became kind of a, if you oppose that, then you oppose, equality or, that kind of thing. So that means that you're a bigot, like you hate women, you hate minorities, all that kind of stuff. And on more the game journalism side of it, that was there, but there was also because rereading some of the Gamers Are Dead stuff now, it's just there's this real
Oh, to be
sense.
clear, sorry, I meant the general anti-GamerGate community, not just the Gamers Are Dead articles.
Okay, right, but a lot of the community was very much about, right, let me with a lot of the GamerGate community was pushing for against saying what were some of the ones that
well, we're not
pushing.
really. You don't have to say names. It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, sorry, completely lost my train of thought there. So there was a lot of pushback on the GamerGate side against social justice aspects of we need to the message being more important than the game, and if you don't support the game that's giving the right message, then we don't need you in this in gaming. And there's a lot of pushback against there's nothing wrong with liking games with deep themes and also Tomb Raider, or there's nothing wrong with also mindless fun and stuff. There's kind of a pushback of there was definitely the culture war aspect was a big part of it that I kind of gravitated towards, because I thought that was one of because gaming's always been a big hobby of mine. This was around the time that I used to read a lot of cracked.com. That was the site I loved around that time. It just stopped being about the humor, was kind of more preachy, and it just stopped being fun. And it was kind of then seeing sort of that same influence in something that I spent a lot more, like a hobby I spent a lot more time on, trying to have fun, trying to take the fun away there too, which is kind of there was a personal investment in me to get involved. That's not what I want. That's not what yes, I've got nothing against you making games like that, but not taking away from the games that are already the kinds I would like to play.
You felt like they wanted to take away the games that you like. What do you mean by that?
So, for example, a lot of the pushback I remember was along the lines of games don't have to be this way anymore, and it's a lot of the sort of how would I want to put this? There was the push for games to be more along the lines of oh man, this sounds so much better in my head.
I can edit out the
I guess. Oh, you're probably gonna have to do that a lot, honestly. Yeah, there we go. For example, I think early on was around the time when Anita Sarkeesian did that famous Hitman clip where she intentionally played it wrong to show it had violence against women, and this is something we need to push against, when she was attacking NPCs you're specifically not supposed to, and that kind of got a pushback of you shouldn't have that option. A game should be this other way that shouldn't allow that kind of thing. And I liked that game, and who's playing it wrong, but a lot of it was, like there was also that aspect of, because I remember that happening a lot, was if a game has, like like if you can do like immoral things in it, it will lead to increased immorality. Like there's the whole comparison with Jack Thompson where, like these games promote sexism, all that, instead of necessarily violence, like Jack Thompson's argument was. But I remember that being a pretty strong rallying cry of this is why games need to change. Games need to grow up. I remember being a pretty common catchphrase.
Well, so they say that games need to grow up. Not all games need to be violent. Not all games need to be sexist. Where does the part come in where they're trying to take away the ones that you like?
Well, for example, like, let me think. A lot of it wasn't so much that they wanted to take them away necessarily, but to change them into something more along the lines of their vision. Meaning, like the next, like if you liked this game, here's the sequel, and it's now something new that's just not what you're after anymore. I'm trying to think of specific examples, but my memory's kind of failing me on that one.
Well, you say that GamerGate opposed a lot of the social justice stuff. What is the social justice stuff?
So, let me think. Some of the specifics were, oh man, long time ago. Like a lot of it was dealt with changing the culture, making it so. Oh man. So instead of, oh, I'm sorry, this is going really plotting me right now. How do I want to put this? They were about, like in a lot of cases, it was like taking away options. Like I remember, like certain outfits were unacceptable. The way certain NPCs were were seen as just eye candy or damsels in distress was considered bad and should be gotten rid of, because that diminishes the role of women and makes them seem lesser, and will carry on that message. And there need to be more positive female role models. And I'm not opposed to more positive female role models, but rescuing the princess is fun too.
It seems like you're having a hard time pulling up a lot of specific examples. I know this was a long
Yep.
time ago,
Yes, I am.
and this is your first
Yes,
time
I
on voice
am.
chat, to be fair.
Yeah.
But do you think that maybe part of the reason you're not able to pull up as many specific examples is because this wasn't as important as you thought it was at the time?
Mainly, a lot of it is my memories of that time are just chaotic, where it was something new every week, and it's kind of trying to pick the specifics from that is kind of, as like looking back at some of my tweets, because I didn't actually use the hashtag that often, in case unless I thought I had something useful to contribute. A lot of it's trying to remember that moment, and like trying to pull up the people I talked to figure out what the start of that conversation was, are have long since left Twitter and stuff like that. So there's a lot of it I tried to recapture and didn't quite. It's like mostly I just remember like the intensity, the chaotic aspect of it. There was always something new going on.
Sorry, people in the VOD are hearing someone DM me. I'm gonna get off of that real quick.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, you obviously cared a lot about this stuff at the time. So, what made you so passionate about this? Why do you care about this specific thing? Free speech, I get it. Journalism, I get it. But it's games journalism. It's video games. Some people say, "Hey, look, not that big of a deal, right?"
Yeah, and I get it. Like it's easy to dismiss in a lot of ways. Like, but main thing about it was some like gaming is what I do when I'm earning money. A lot of times it's so I've got like once I paid the bills, it's so I can have something fun to do once I paid for the roof over my head, and like them trying like having the controversy of you shouldn't be the audience for games going forward. It should be targeted for someone else. It's you don't need to be entitled. Other people need a turn, and that was kind of something I wanted to like. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Where it's I like I want your games to exist, and I want my games to exist. I like the options. Where I felt like the options were being taken from me, and yeah,
You've
I'm a big fan of
mentioned.
options.
Good.
Sorry, that was it.
You've mentioned a few times that you don't care if the quote unquote social justice people have their own games. That you think that's fine, but you just want them to tolerate the existence of games that you like.
Exactly.
So you apply this principle of artistic freedom universally.
Absolutely.
There
Where
were
it's I like uh I disagree with a lot of the criticism, but you should absolutely be free to criticize it. Like I plan on criticizing your thing, but if you want to have fun with it, go right ahead. You should. You know, no one can take that from you, nor should they.
What kind of stuff did you do during GamerGate to try and bring about the outcomes that you wanted, whether in games journalism or creative freedom or anything else?
A lot of times I would see something come up, and I would join the pushback. I was hmm, like I would like I remember it's kind of late on in there, but I remember what was it? Some stupid game. I think it was Omega Labyrinth Z. It was this stupid PlayStation Vita game about anime girls who dungeon crawl and to get their breasts to grow bigger. It's absolutely dumbest concept you can imagine. But I remember it had fully translated, ready to release, and then PlayStation denied them the permission to publish it. It didn't have a PC port or anything, so they'd done all the work to get it ready, and then were denied at the last minute, where it was kind of, like I said, like the dumbest hill to die on. But the fact that the work had gone into it, the effort had gone there, and then at the last minute, someone pulled that away, like stuff like just like it's the stupid little things where it's you know someone's got to defend this stupid fun. But I remember that was one of the cases where I personally emailed like I went through like all the contact channels for Sony and just like if you're going to do this for this, like is this something you're going to do going forward to other translators? Are people going to think it's not worth bringing over other games to the West and translating them because this could happen to them at the last minute. Are you aware that this could, you know, discourage others from releasing Japanese or other foreign language games in English?
Did you consider this a part of Operation Torrential Downpour and your participation in it?
Uh, Not exactly because I came like after that I gone there, but in the same that I had kind of the same mindset where it's I want that game to be like if the options there, if the work's done, yeah, I absolutely want to have that there to get like maybe digital only if you're worried about the market or whatever, but I want the option to be there.